may be wondering, why did I create this program, this signature program, walking you through how to build a personal brand? Well, firstly, can I just say nobody was talking about personal brands in 1998 when I was leaving school. That is for sure. However, I knew that even at that stage, actually, and way before, that I wanted to do my own thing. I didn't want to be one of those people who would dread Mondays and live for the weekend and celebrate with a biscuit on a Wednesday afternoon because it was hump day. I knew that I wanted to drive my own bus, essentially. And I knew there were lots of things that I liked doing as well. I mean, the acting came first, so I moved to London in 2000. I went to drama school. But very quickly, I understood that I was not going to be one of these people who could just wait for the phone to ring. I found that really demotivating, and I wanted to feel like I was moving myself forward. So back in 2012, I began my coach training. And I would say that was really the beginnings of my portfolio career. So these days I earn money from acting, coaching, writing, speaking, my podcast, workshops, events, collaborations. Have I missed anything? Probably. But I feel really excited at this point in my career because my personal brand and my combination of skills, as I've mentioned, my pick and mix, it supports me and it supports my family as well. And I'm at this lovely point where I feel like I can come up with an idea in my head and make it happen. And for a creative person like me, a self-starter, someone who's proactive and somebody who likes to make things happen, that's a really exciting point to be at. However, there have been many ugly cries along the way, and for many years I found it really difficult because everybody wanted to tell you to niche down. Just do one thing. Don't confuse. Don't be a jack of all trades and master of none. And I kind of disagree with that because certainly in this climate, certainly as we go through life, our needs, the circumstances, our worlds, our goals, they all kind of change. And so what I found is by investing and taking care of my own personal brand has allowed me to forge my own career. And especially during a pandemic, I was able to pivot and to be able to make those decisions and not have to wait for someone from HR for 4 months to answer an email, if you know what I mean. So I have steadily been building my personal brand for nearly 25 years now. I cannot believe it. And I always work on the basis that if I can shortcut the process for somebody, if I can give you that golden key that's going to unlock the door, I absolutely will. Because I grew up in a small village in Lincolnshire with no internet, no contacts, just a lot of passion and ambition, and so I'm really excited at nearly 40 that I can support you to do your version of whatever this looks like for you. So let's talk about my clients, people who have taken the program. Okay, so let's work through where clients usually are at. So I liken this process to Ready, Steady, Cook. If you remember the show from the 90s where they would empty the carrier bag out and there would be some random ingredients. And it was the TV chef's responsibility to pull together a meal that would make sense, that would be delicious, that would be vibrant and tasty and look good and all of these kind of things. And that's how I see the process when my clients come to me. So it's almost like they empty their carrier bag and they say, I'm really good at this is working, however, I need a bit more spice on here, or I need to add something to the mix here, or I want to figure out how I can combine the two, but it's not really something that anybody has done before, and I don't know if it's just going to taste a bit weird. So my job as part of this personal brand plan is to pull something together, is to find that cohesion, is to find that beautiful blend where you can bring all of the elements together, but they will sing individually. Side note, you might find that you hear quite a few food analogies as we go through this process. So they've got the carrier bag full of all of the different juicy, brilliant things, but also they've got the adult responsibilities. So they're probably at that point in life where they're really busy, whether that's caring for elderly parents or life admin, or they're in a 9-to-5 job, or they've got kids, or they want to basically, like me, I guess, want to be a good friend, sister, daughter, partner, mother, any or one or some of those combination of roles. And it can be really tough, especially when you know that you need to make moves, but perhaps you're short on time, and also you need it to work. Like if you're going to dedicate some of your week to building something, you want to know that you're going to get really good results at the end of it. So another thing that perhaps they need support with is that sense of pulling everything together, marketing it, bringing it to life, so it makes sense not only to them, but to somebody else who might look at it. So that could be a speaker booker, it could be a client, it could be a customer, it could be somebody on Instagram. So really working on their online presence, really seeing how they can make all of these skills sing, and also work on the basis where it's easy for them. I also like to work on the basis of putting really strong foundations in place that will reward you year on year. So yes, this early stage of doing the work and going through things is the equivalent of clearing up perhaps a bit of an unloved garden and weeding and taking things to the skip and really looking at what's going on. But once you plant those seeds will deliver for you year on year and harvest for you in a beautiful way. Now, I would probably say that I'm a spiritual person and that I have a spiritual practice, and I'm aware and that I have a strong sense of intuition and instinct and all of those great things. But also, I need some practical stuff. I cannot just go, well, just think positive, just think positive. I know how brilliant mantras are, but I also know that you have to meet the universe halfway and take some practical action. And this is another thing that is great about your personal brand plan, is that you will start to take those practical steps. So you will be working through your own process, your own framework, and making decisions and taking action and actually moving forward on what it is that you want to do. So thinking positively or dream big are really great, but I know that also you want to get into the nitty-gritty, because ultimately you are one of those people who wants to crack on, who wants to do well, who wants to get really great results. Another thing you should maybe know is that I am doing this work too. So I'm not sitting back in an old leather chair, smoking a pipe, smoking is bad for you kids, don't do it, and saying, oh, I remember the good old days, I used to do that and now I don't. No, I'm there pitching and putting myself out there and growing and changing and investing and doing all of those things in terms of my personal brand as well. So when you go through this program, it's like I'm there with you, side by side, going, I just tried this, I got this, this was really useful, how about this? I'm running alongside you basically as you go through that marathon. I'm not sitting on the sidelines going, oh, I wouldn't have done it like that, oh, not sure. I'm there going, come on, you can do this. What's going to work for you? And really listening and hearing what you need and how I can support you in the best possible way.